Welcome back to the Midgard Press. Again, where we're going to be covering all kinds of fun stuff. We're going to cover episode 2 today, more with Dragonbane, or Dragonbane in greater detail. Here in front of us, I have the Kickstarter page pulled up. I wanted to go through and show the Kickstarter page that I had talked about in the first video. Like I said, this was last year. And as you can tell, there were just under 12,000 backers. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And I think that only describes the backers for the pledge. Now, there is a late pledge that you can do. You can go in there and make a late pledge if you would like. I highly encourage it because, well, again, you will see my excitement. You will see, hopefully, some excitement of yours garner as we continue to talk about Dragonbane. Now, I'm going to play that. There's a little video right here. This video, you will not hear the sound. My screen recording will not record the sound that goes with it, so you will just have to go to the Kickstarter page and listen to it yourself. But I'm going to go ahead and play the video. Again, from Free League. Look at this art. Look at this art. Riding wolves, wargs. There's a dragon. There's a thief trying to get the crown. A demon is being summoned. Dragons are being fought. Yeah, just look at this art. Oh, man, how to follow up that. So anyways, Dragonbane. Dragonbane, like I said, is a Swedish game. It is a Swedish TTRPG. This is actually the 40th year that Dragonbane has been out. Fun fact. Dragonbane, again, it was completely released in Sweden in Swedish. I'm not sure if it was released in any other languages, but this is the first year it's been released in English. But the biggest thing is that, you know, Free League bought the rights to it so that way they could release it within, you know, an English version, and I'm so glad they did. So yeah, this is the, I'm not going to try and pronounce this because I murder names as it is when it's in English. So it says, Dragonbane is a Scandinavia's first and biggest tabletop RPG. Again, it's like it's like D&D, Dungeons and Dragons for them. It was originally launched in 1982. Now we celebrate its 40th anniversary with a brand new and re-imaged edition with one foot firmly planted in the heritage of decades of Swedish gaming and other in modern and innovative game design for which Free League Publishing is known worldwide. Try and say that 5 times fast. I'll give you $1. There has been talk about the Swedish wave in RPG world in the last few years, with Tales of Loop, Symbarium, Forbidden Lands, Morkborg. Dragonbane is the game that started it all. So again, just like it is here in the US, Dungeons and Dragons was one of the original creations that helped build TTRPGs to what they are now, even RPGs, role-playing games. It sounds like Dragonbane was the one that started it all, and I know of people who play Tales of the Loop Symbaroum, Forbidden Lands, and Morkborg. They're all fantastic from what I've heard. I haven't had a chance to play in any of those, but 2023, and I've said this before off camera, you'll hear me say it, maybe hear it so often, but people that are around me, they hear me say it all the time. 2023 is the year of the TTRPG. This is the year to start learning new TTRPGs. This is the year to play all the TTRPGs. So if you get a chance to sit down in a game of a TTRPG you've never played, do it. Plain and simple, do it. Anyways, back to Dragonbane. The very first edition, 1982, was a translation of Magic World by Chaos Symbol. But Dragonbane soon took a life of its own, evolving through a dozen variations and editions in Sweden over the decades. I'm pretty sure they've gone through 5 or 6 editions, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think it's somewhere in that line. Dragonbane will be made available to international audience under the English title Dragonbane. Again, I'm not going to try and say the Swedish version because I'm just going to make a fool of myself. I do that enough as it is. But this is the box. This is the box that the Dragonbane, if you bought the core box set from the Kickstarter, this is what will be coming to you. And look at that box. It's just fantastic looking. It says, I don't know. I was just speechless. I'm sorry. Dragonbane has art acclaimed by acclaimed illustrator Johan. I'm not going to try. Sorry, I'm just not. Now, this Vesson, I do know of this TTRPG, and I have a lot of people that speak very highly of it because it's a very fearful, dreadful, like Call of Cthulhu-ish type of horror TTRPG. I've heard great things. I need to try it because I really like the horror aspect. But the game design is by the award-winning team behind the Mutant Year Zero. So again, the Year Zero engine, we'll actually be talking about that here in a little bit because there is a licensing through the Year Zero engine. Again, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's see, we got the 4, it's, just talking about the other people that have kind of whatnot. I mean, just look at this. Just look at this. This tall castle. You've got a wizard, a fighter, a mallard. I'm not sure what the mallard's supposed to be, but then you got a dwarf. It's just fantastic. Just fantastic art. It's art that is just needs to be appreciated so much more. This Kickstarter is for both the English and Swedish editions of the game. The content of the 2 editions will be identical, just different languages, obviously. You will be able to indicate which version you want in the pledge manager after Kickstarter ends, which is correct. I was able to do that as well. This is the Swedish version. Obviously, that's not English. So Dragonbane, just look at this mallard. Just look at that. Fantastic. Dragonbane is a classic fantasy RPG full of magic, mystery, and adventure. This edition is designed from the ground up to facilitate fast and furious play, with very little prep time and adventures that are a breeze to run. I've done it. I ran one Buffalo's Load. I didn't even get a chance to read it before I ran it and jumped right in. The way they write it, it's fantastic. It legit, like it says, very little prep time, and it's a breeze to run. It was a lot of fun to run. I'll actually be running it again. 2 of those sessions at Lexicon here in a couple weeks. But yeah, it facilitates fast and furious play. The combat system is fantastic. There's gonna be a whole episode just to combat. Just wait for that one. Just wait for that one. I don't know when it will be, but it's coming soon. Through a toolbox allowing you to tell fantasy stories of all kinds, Dragonbane is a game with room for laughs at the table and even pinch of silliness at times, while at the same time brutal challenges for the adventurers. We call this playstyle mirth and mayhem playing or role playing. Great for long campaigns, but also perfect for a one shot if you just want to have some fun, some quick fun at your table for a night. The core set includes at least one complete adventure, and we hope to unlock many more through stretch goals, offering a complete campaign to play even in the core game set. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, my words are not working for me today. Which, as we go through, you'll see where it has the stretch goals. It unlocked every stretch goal. Every stretch goal. Every stretch goal was unlocked, which is huge. Absolutely huge. The fact that they were able to do that is just fantastic. So within the Kickstarter, they provided quick starts, which allows you to jump into the game and just try it out real quick with the introductory adventurer Rittermound. Rittermound was fantastic. I loved Rittermound. They provided 5 pre-generated characters, and we'll go over the quick start and the 5 pre-gens in probably the next video, just to kind of keep in line. Now, the quick start guide is no longer relevant. None. They went through a beta, they went through a 3rd version, and now they have their 4th version, the final, that's been released. And that's, again, what I have right here. Okay, that's what I have right here. And there's quite a bit that's changed from the quick start version to the final version. And we'll cover all of that when we cover the quick start and the pre-gens. We'll cover all of that. Because there's a whole episode that needs to be done just for the character sheets, just to give a better explanation of what they are, because, you know, the attributes are a little different, the skills are a little different, the way you do your encumbrance with your inventory, there's several things that need to be covered, and it just needs a video by itself. So expect that down the line as well. And boom, right here. Please note that the rules and text are subject to change. You are welcome to post your feedback, and there have been several things that did change. Several things that did change. So we'll get to that, like I said. Oh, look at this box set. Look at this. You get the book, the rules book, you get the adventure, you get a cloth map, I believe. If not just a regular, paper map. You get dice, you get treasure cards, initiative cards, you get standees, and then of course you get your pre-gen characters. So the Dragonbane core game will come in a box set to honor the original editions of the 1980s, and because boxes are awesome. I said it last video, I believe. Boxes are awesome. Or was it this episode? Yeah. At the very least, the core box set will include a core book, an introductory scenario with pre-generated characters, and a huge and beautiful map of the Misty Vale setting, painted by the magnificent Francesca Berard. I probably murdered the shit out of that. I do it all the time. And I need to rest my voice because I'm actually running one of the Dragonbane adventures later, the Tower of Sighs. But I'm so excited about this. I want you all to know about it. So anyways, let's continue. If we exceed our base funding goal, we will expand the box set with a range of stretch goals, including dice, custom cards, pre-generated characters, and a host of additional adventures, creating a complete campaign to play in the Misty Vale. Please note that the above image includes stretch goals, and it does. And like I said, We hit every stretch goal. Every stretch goal. Got to get my wallet. So combat, initiative rounds, early access. So and true to their saying, you know, we got early access to multiple things right after the Kickstarter ended. And there's been people that have been running this since it ended back in like September or October of last year. I was a late pledge. It's actually kind of funny how it happened. My friend Matthew McLeod, he's part of this big network of group of game masters, and he has me going to some of the conventions with him. He invited me. I'm very appreciative of that because I want to get the convention experience both as a player and as a GM. And I'm definitely getting my experience this year as first time goer. But he asked me, he's like, hey, would you be interested in running some of Free League Publishing's games? I was like, yeah, sure. Right, at the moment I was only running D&D 5th edition. And I said, sure, yeah, let's do it. And you'll see it here in a little while, but I was actually going to run Symbarium from Free League Publishing. But as I was looking into it, like right before I even started looking into it, he was like, hey, how about you run Dragonbane instead? Now, Dragonbane, again, the art is what sold me. Because I'd seen the art all across Facebook, social media, everywhere for multiple months. And when I connected the two dots, I was like, this is the one. I got to. I started looking at the Kickstarter, started looking at the early beta rules, the third version, and then the final version, and I'm just in love. I am. Anyways, to continue. So yeah, like I said, I was a late pledge, and I've been hooked ever since. But there's people that have been running the same adventures over and over and over again since it finished last year, and I'm jealous. I just am. I should jump sooner. So the game mechanics of Dragonbane are based on the well-established core of the previous editions, but with a few twists and updates by Free League's decade of cutting-edge game design. Your character has 6 base attributes, each ranging from 3 to 18, and skills on a 1 to 18 scale. So with the attributes, you roll 4d6, you drop the lowest. Boom, there's your attribute. There's 6 base attributes. We'll get into those in another video. The core mechanics is, again, a d20. So you either equal the number that you have to roll for or below. So d20 equal to or lower than your skill level to succeed, because this is a roll under system, not a roll over, a roll under. As an additional roll, you can push your roll, just like in Free League's Year Zero engine games, allowing a reroll but triggering a negative condition of some kind. Ooh, that's fun. I'm not going to get into that. I could talk about that right now. We're not going to get into that right now because that requires a whole thing. These giant spiders, when I get into the bestiary and talk about the monsters, there's so much that goes with them because they add so much detail to them. It's fantastic. The world. Dragonbane is a game of fast-paced fantasy adventures. There's 11. The core game presents a core mythology of the fantasy world focused on the eternal struggle between dragons and demons. The ruins of the fallen kingdoms, worshipping either of these rival godlike creatures, beckon brave adventurers within the lure of hidden treasures. And that's actually why Ritter Mound is kind of the introductory adventure that they provide with a quick start. It's I don't want to spoil it. I'll actually have a whole episode. I'm gonna have a whole episode for all the adventures, but I'm not going to spoil that one in this video. You'll just have to come back for more. Rather than describing the entire continent, because why give decades of history? Why give decades of lore when you can just include a small area such as the Misty Vales, again, between the Dragonbane Peaks and the Coomer Mountains from north to south. It's 150 kilometers of the Misty Vale. It's perfect. It gives you just the most action packed within a small area that it's refreshing. You don't have to study as a game master, hundreds of pages just to run one adventure. You don't have to. It's so refreshing for a publisher to do this for us. The core game focuses on the Misty Vale, a hidden mountain valley until recently overrun by orcs and goblins. And goblins, if you know me, goblins are my favorites. Goblins are my favorites. In recent years, the orcs have retreated into the mountains, leaving the land open for explorers, settlers, and adventurers of other kin such as humans, dwarves, elves, halflings, mallards, and wolfkin. Your 6 playable kins. Your 6 playable kins for the game. The land lies open for adventure. I can't wait to have this just right up on my wall. Just can't wait. And this is one of the things I'm really excited about: third-party content. Now this was published last year, and they've been releasing stuff ever since. We'll talk about these in videos as well. We plan a very open license for third-party content for modules of Dragonbane. Basically, if you follow a few simple rules, you will be able to create and sell any module you like in English or Swedish with no royalties, as long as it requires the core game to use. A special logo will be provided to mark the compatibility with Dragonbane. More details about the third-party license will be provided closer to the release of the game. And they've released a lot more stuff about it, and it is awesome. Those of you that do know me as well, I homebrew a lot of stuff when it comes to Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Now, that being said, I've already kind of started working on stuff for Dragonbane. And one of the things I'm really excited about Dragonbane is the fact that I am here at the very beginning of this. The game doesn't, the TTRPG fully isn't released until August. It is right now March or April. Wow. If I get in the game now, I can only set myself up for even further success later on. And basically, I'm talking about, making third-party content, releasing it out there. Like I said, I've already started working on some of it, and I'm slowly giving it out to people to try and test and see what their ideas are on it, because I'm just really excited. Just really excited. Sorry, guys. Stretch goals. Okay, let's go through the stretch goals. With your help, we can make Dragonbane even more amazing. If we pass the funding thresholds below, we will unlock a range of stretch goals. Unless stated otherwise, all stretch goals will be included in the core box set of the game. They hit all of them. So, character sheets. 5 filled-in character sheets for the pre-gen characters. Now, I hate that they did 5 because there's 6 different kins. I really wish they would have done 6. But tomato, tomato. Tomato, tomato. Big deal. Adventure. Number 2, Troll Spire. It is a comedic yet brutal adventure by acclaimed RPG writer Magnus Setter. I've actually watched a playthrough Magus did of the Rittermound, the quick start version of Rittermound, not too long ago. He's a fantastic storyteller. The fact I haven't looked through this, to be honest. I'm learning this as I'm telling you all about it. I didn't know that he wrote the Troll Spire. That's cool. That's cool. There's number 3, initiative cards. High quality cards used to draw combat or initiative in combat. Blah. So combat, sneak peek, it changes every round. The initiative changes every round. Every round. Number 4, Deadeye Cave, a horrifying adventure written by RPG and nerd spokesperson Gabriella. Nope, not trying. Gabriella is what I'm saying. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Number 5, dice set. So a set of engraved transparent dice, 4 d6s, 2 d20s, and one of the each, d4, d8, d10, d12. The GM uses the d6s a lot more in this game because there's roll tables for everything. I love that. Once we start going through the book, just can't wait. The adventure, number 6, Tower of Size. That's what I'm running today. It's a breathtaking adventure by Swedish RPG icons Gunilla and Michael. Yeah, that's what we're going with. Number 7, Cardboard Standees. I'm really kind of excited about these because I actually print like all my minis. You know, I've got 3D printers. I've got some that I haven't even they've been printed. They haven't been taken off yet by the supports. I print a lot, and I printed a lot for this because I'm actually going to be running 2 Dragonbane campaigns. And as I do those, more videos to come because I'll be talking about my campaigns, well, through here, through this manner, through YouTube, through the Midgard Press. So that way you all can see where my players mess up. Anyways, a large set of punch-out cardboard standees for a range of characters and monsters. Cool. Number 8, Adventure Hub, Outskirt Village. So the village of Outskirt is the service. It serves as a. Did we lose it? Did we just lose it? Hang on. Let's share the screen again. Okay. I don't know what happened. But here we are. We're back. Yeah, Outskirt is the original. It's the village. Sorry, I'm all flustered. The village of Outskirt serves as the hub for the player character adventures. It is based on the 1985 original by a Swedish legend, Roger, that guy. Yeah. Number 9, it will come with a double-sided battle map, a square grid map, useful for managing combat and for tactically minded players. Number 10, The Depths of Darkwell. I don't know why there's an extra D in there. I don't know. I can't pronounce it that way. It's a horrifying adventure by RPG writer and podcaster Moa. Yeah. Depths of Darkwell. I don't even think it's called that anymore. If I remember correctly, I think it's called Oracle Cave. But I like the Depths of Darkwell better. It just has a more scary measure to it, I guess. Treasure cards. High quality cards used to randomly generate treasure in the game. But beware, deadly traps can be hidden as well, or within. And it's true. Some of the treasure cards are fantastic. Number 12, Adventure, Temple of the Purple Flame. A thrilling adventure by a seasoned RPG and scholar, Savante Landgraf. I've run Temple of the Purple Flame twice, and the second time I ran it, I actually had a TPK. I'll have to tell you all about that. That was a fantastic story. Temple of the Purple Flame is a lot of fun. Number 13, Foundry VTT module. So they're going to be releasing Foundry virtual tabletop set, or a full conversion for it, both in English and Swedish. So that's pretty cool. I run a lot of, well, I don't run a lot, but I run some of my stuff online just because a lot of my friends aren't here where I live. And I want to run stuff for them as well. And so far, they've loved it. Yeah, I've run several things for them, and they've loved it. Adventure, number 14, Bothold's Load. A majestic adventure by seasoned RPG writer and gaming industry veteran Johan Josberg, maybe? Anyways, I've run this as well. It's fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Number 15, a Roll20 VTT module. So they're making the same module that they're doing for Foundry for Roll20 as well, which is fantastic because I use Roll20. I don't use Foundry, so that'll help me. Number 16, Adventure, Isle of the Mist. An epic adventure based on the Dragonbane classic Demon. Is that how it's pronounced in Swedish? By Roger, developed by Andreas and Matthias. I don't know. I apologize for murdering your all's names. I just cannot do it. Number 17, there's going to be a soundtrack, an original music soundtrack provided in downloadable format, perfect for creating atmosphere around the table, composed by Andreas. I enjoy playing music. My computer's really not that fancy, so I can't really do it as I play, but I would love to. Number 18, Adventure, The Village of the Day Before. A mind-bending adventure by acclaimed historical fiction author Nicholas something. The book that they wrote was 1793, The Wolf and the Watchman. So number 19 is Custom Dice Symbols. Custom engraved dragon and demon. Oh, on the 1s and the 20s. Yeah, so with this being a roll under system, a 1 is what you want to roll. A 20, you don't want to roll that. So a 1 is a dragon, a 20 is a demon. And I love rolling these at the tables because people are like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Number 20, Solo Mode. Tools and guidelines for playing Dragonbane without the need for AGM. So there is a solo mode. I actually have it here in my book. Alone in the Breaches, or the Deep Fall Breach. So we will be doing solo RPG on here as well. There's so much I have planned for this channel just for Dragonbane. It's ridiculous. Anyways, 21, Adventure, Marauders of Fort Malice. A thrilling bonus adventure by lead designer of the Symbarium RPG. So it's no longer called Marauders of Fort Malice. It's just called Fort Malice. And then number 22, the very last one, Adventure, Roads End In. A strangely welcoming inn where secrets are hidden beneath insidious smiles. A bonus adventure by Peel, lead designer of the Morkborg RPG. And see, I love this because other creators or other TTRPG developers are coming in to help write fun stuff for Dragonbane. I love this. Some add-ons that you can get from Free League when you select, depending on what pledge level you get, a GM screen. Had to get the GM screen. I have to. I love, just look at that art. Imagine having that giant dragon just on your table. And then you can get other TTRPGs from Free League as add-ons for the pledge. They've got Twilight 2000, Tales from the Loop, Forbidden Lands, Corculus, I don't know how it said, Alien, Vesson, Mutant Year Zero, The One Ring, and Symbarium. Shipping is charged after the Kickstarter concludes based on actual cost. Depending on where you are, that's how much it costs. And then it goes into a little bit about Free League and then how you can get to more of their stuff. But thank you all for joining me as we talked about the Kickstarter and everything that they were launching through it. I had so much fun going through this. I enjoy talking more and more about Dragonbane. We'll talk about the quick start rules and the 5 pre-gens that it included in the next episode. So make sure you subscribe, like this video, share with your other friends, show them the wonderful world of Dragonbane. And I will see you all next time. So live on and game on.